I can walk on this omnidirectional floor in any direction I want. It will automatically do whatever it needs to have me stay on the floor. And what's amazing about this is multiple people can be on it and all walking independently. They can walk in virtual reality and so many other things.
Well, we should, of course, get to the other big news, which you announced yesterday, this joint venture with Warner Brothers Discovery and with Fox to create new streaming skinny bundle of your linear sports assets. Why does it make sense to do this? Are you at all concerned that this could drive accelerated cord cutting or even challenge and cannibalize your Hulu with live TV business?
Look, I think if you're a sports fan, if you're a sports league, if you're an advertiser, even if you're a distributor, you want to engage with ESPN in some form. ESPN has always made a promise to sports fans that it will serve them wherever they are, whenever they want. This is clear, and they've done a great job doing that. I think one of the secrets to their success, not a secret, is that they serve the sports fan so well. This is a big step in that direction, to serve the sports fan that has not signed up for the multi-channel linear TV, or that maybe was disenfranchised and didn't want it. This is a way to do that. We've watched for years the decline of basically the linear bundle on cable and satellite, and we've been preparing for a world where that business is not as strong as it used to be. Launching Disney Plus is an example of that, the investments we've made in content, the Fox acquisition, what that did in terms of our ownership of Hulu. All of these things are prepared for us to pivot as well as the world changes, as the world is disrupted. And by the way, I'd rather be a disruptor than to be disrupted.
I mean, this reminds you so much of Hulu, different timing, different set partners on some of this. But, as they're paying off to buy Comcast out of the Hulu deal, I guess the question is this more successful because it comes from the sports side of things?
But this just adds,
so much more
they could have the same headache they have with Hulu right now.
Three partners.
I don't even know if this... Look, the perfect world is where I can watch every single game that I want to see, and I still don't have that. And I don't understand why I can't watch, like on NFL, I guess I could do Red Zone or something.
This gets you much closer.
Yeah, well, and that's where we're headed.
I think this is the beginning of the end of the bundle. To me,
the cable bundle.
Cable bundle.
Yes,
yeah.
and the
streaming bundle.
And the
beginning of the streaming
danger,
bundle.
In truth, is for the Paramounts, for NBCU, for others who are not part of this, depending on how you think the competitive landscape shakes out, and if people decide to buy just one thing over another, that's where, to me, it gets super complicated, super, super quick. I also think this package may ultimately get sold in with Amazon, which may get interesting. So Amazon can get its own piece. Interestingly...
Wait, you think Amazon partners up with this?
Well, the way Amazon has become a hub for selling everything. So they're selling Showtime, they're selling Paramount, they're selling HBO Max. What happens is if you're a Prime subscriber and that's how if you live in that orbit, you're then effectively being upsold all of these other products. This product is one of the products that I imagine can get upsold.
If you already have three partners, what are the financial
I've done a lot of reporting on this and spent a whole bunch of time on the phone last night. This product is not going to be a cheap product. So that's
like $100 at least, right?
Oh, I doubt it's going to be $100. I think it's going to be probably closer to $40 or maybe $50 at most. However,
a month.
However, all of these networks have, maybe it's 40, maybe it'll be 35, whatever it is, it's not going to be $10. But the piece that's most important is, all of these networks, we're talking about Warner or Disney or Fox, have carriage deals on traditional cable.
Right.
And they have what's called favored nation status clauses in all of them. So if Comcast is paying, you tell me, for ESPN per month,
right,
they can't charge less than that as part of this next package. Now, sports is an interesting business. It's not just catering to the wealthy, that's the other piece of this. The question is, this could become a very expensive package. Having said that, they're also saying they're going to package up other parts of their own products with it. So,
FS1 and all the other ones.
Yeah.
right. No, but I'm saying you might end up getting CNN as part of this, depending on how Warner wants to do it.
Well, I hope so, because right now this is just going to be I'm going to keep everything, and I'd have to pay for this on top of everything. I can't get rid of anything and just have this. And very few people. That's the goal down the road, I guess. Right?
I think the key is what you mentioned
before. This isn't saving me any money.
What are the sports leagues?
It will cost me money.
Well, the saving the money,
it's not going to save you money.
It's not going to save you any money.
No, we have to add this to everything
There's
else.
two markets for this. This is for either people who've already cut the cord and don't have access to sports, or this is to try to capture people who are about to cut the cord and they want to try to keep them. The question is whether this accelerates, to me, the cutting of the cord. That, to me, is the big question.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And you know I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And make sure you're joining the Patreons. If you're not a part of the Patreons, make sure you're hitting the Cash App. And I want to say something so bad about Disney, but it's in my book, so I can't disclose it. But guys, we have Disney setting out the Metaverse plan. And then what they're doing is they're cutting the cord. And all the streaming business was just the first step to the fourth industrial revolution. Remember, guys, the Metaverse is the plan. So we have Taylor Swift concerts. Guys, what's going to happen? They're going to be sitting on a couch with their little glasses, acting like they're at the concert. They have the walk-in floor. That will enable them to dance with each other. And what did I tell you about gaming, guys? Remember, I said they talk about it. Disney $1.5 billion into Epic. Remember, this is a plan. It moves in phases. And we had Bob Iger said out his own mouth. This is about millennials and Generation Z. Because this is the easiest way to get them inside the metaverse is playing games. And then on top of it, guys, they're going to be getting paid. And he talks about the digital goods. Guys, you can't make this stuff up. But unfortunately, the sheep are asleep. They're focused on things that don't matter. And then, guys, we have Microsoft is going to be training over 2 million of its people in AI. Where is America doing this, people? Where is America doing this in our schools? Remember what I tell you at the end of every video. It's time to re-educate the children because the schools are not going to do it. The teachers are definitely not going to do it because they're not getting paid to do it. You know you have to have someone real passionate in order to go against the system. They're not being taught about crypto, blockchain, AI, none of that. They're still on the same curriculum that just makes them cogs in the wheel. So they can go get jobs that are not even going to be there. And you heard it out of Elon Musk's mouth. You have to teach your kids to be useful. And we heard Klaus talk about Uber. Driverless cars. No more private ownership. And when you look at the gig workers now becoming employees, what is the corporation going to do? They're going to pass it down to the customer. But now you have the customer that's not going to have a job. So Uber then is going to turn to the driverless cars, drones, and the people are going to be sitting at home getting free money airdropped to them. Remember, guys, the simulation was already done. We know how it works. People are going to be happy to sit at home and get free money. But little do they know, this money is programmable, telling them what, when, and how to buy, and they have 3 to 6 months to spend it or poof, it's gone. So if you want that alcohol, you want that cigarette, if you have a low social credit score, you won't be able to get it. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows, when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
And Taylor Swift, CEO Bob Iger just announcing in Disney's earnings call that they will be bringing the Taylor Swift Eras Tour movie to Disney Plus as of next month. And so Disney Plus will be the exclusive home for the streaming version of Taylor Swift's concert. So the concert movie that debuted in theaters last fall now coming to Disney Plus.
Yes, we've entered into a strategic relationship with Epic Games, the maker of Fortnite, to not only invest in the company Epic, we took a minority stake, $1,500,000,000 investment, but we're also creating with them a huge Disney universe that will be for gaming and for play and for watching and even for shopping, for digital goods and maybe ultimately physical goods that will live alongside Fortnite, but be completely interconnected with Fortnite. And this represents probably our biggest foray into the game space ever, which I think is not only timely, but an important step when you look at the demographic trends and you look at where Gen Alpha and Gen Z and even millennials are spending their time in media. It's pretty dramatic in terms of the amount of time spent in games. In fact, almost equal to, in some demographics, or equal to or greater than how people are spending their time on movies.
Our mission at the end of the day is to empower every person and every organization in India to be able to achieve more in this age of AI. And in that context, I'm very excited today to even announce a new initiative around skilling. We are going to equip 2 million plus people in India with AI skills. We think that obviously at the end of the day, really taking the workforce and making sure that they have the skills in order to be able to thrive in this new age is the most important thing that any of us can be doing, and we are happy to play our role in it. But it's not just the skills, but it's even the jobs that get created.
Question about gig workers for a very long time. There's now a minimum wage in California set to go to $20 an hour in April. It's a 25% increase. This is at some of the restaurants and the like. But how is this going to impact what you're doing?
We don't think it's really going to impact what we're doing. As you know, in California, we have Prop 22 that similarly does provide earnings benefits and minimums for our drivers, along with other benefits. And we think that's what Uber is about, which is flexibility of work and then safety in terms of what minimum earnings come in and or other benefits. So I actually think things are moving in the right direction in California, certainly for Uber. We'll see what happens in terms of this minimum wage for the restaurants.
So we just talked about mobility. That's folks getting in a car, whether it's a Uber Black or Uber X or Uber Share, whatever. Let's talk about Uber Eats, though, and some of the other services and the competition, both with the DoorDashers in the universe, and increasingly, it seems like, given some of the grocery business, with Instacart.
Absolutely. So we're very pleased with the progress that we made with Uber Eats. Uber Eats actually has been accelerating its growth, up 17% in terms of gross bookings this quarter, and has really been accelerating throughout the year. And it's a reflection of the breadth of Eats now. It's not just about food. We've got a great Super Bowl ad that talks about that. It is now about grocery as well. Anything you want, you can get on Eats. And one really interesting innovation that we're pushing now is when you order your food, we may say, Andrew, do you want a bottle of wine with that comes from a local liquor store? Or do you want some dessert with that, et cetera? We're augmenting your restaurant order with a grocery order to show you what we got. And then we've got a ton of consumers coming back and saying, well, if there's grocery on Uber Eats, you already know me, you know where I live, I trust you, et cetera. Why don't I just order groceries on Uber Eats? That's now running at 7 billion, growing more than 40% on a year-on-year basis. It's a new initiative that we're very excited about.
Secondly, stablecoins has long been a really important part of the crypto ecosystem. And I think as we see more and more interest, the Bitcoin ETF provoking more interest in the crypto market overall, more activity, it's only natural that stablecoins sort of go up in line with that. In particular, one of the things that excites me, and I have a background in the payment space, is the adoption of stablecoins in the payments space. It's a perfect use case for using this amazing technology, much more efficient to move money on a cross-border basis. And of course, we're seeing a lot of regulation really moving in favor of stablecoin adoption. So I think all of those things are coming together right now, and that's why we're seeing those numbers go up.
How much does the narrative and the movement around stablecoins fit into that growing trend that crypto's next bull run will be focused on real-world use cases rather than speculative trading, and how much of that is driving the momentum right now?
I certainly think it really fits into that narrative. At Wallet Connect, we're really focused on building end user experiences. And what we're seeing now, I think, with this sort of run in crypto is more and more use cases where end users can get real value. So this moves us beyond just speculative trading in crypto. As you said, the ability to trade real world assets, just the plethora of options that is out there right now. How does that play into stablecoins? Well, often stablecoins are the first point of entry into crypto. So when somebody is moving into crypto, maybe they're interacting with a crypto game, maybe they're buying an NFT for the first time, maybe they're just moving money across border for the first time. Often that sort of fiat on-ramp is done into a stablecoin. So that will be the first crypto asset that somebody owns. It's also very familiar. It doesn't have the volatility that people associate with traditional cryptocurrencies. It feels stable, literally by its name. And so for people entering this space for the first time, stablecoins are often a very easy way to do that. And that allows them to then explore all of these new and growing use cases that we see in the crypto ecosystem. Tether is very widely adopted globally. We see a lot of use of Tether in Asia, for example, and all across Europe. So its impact in the US might go down according to regulation.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting at more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told his members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will. During that auction that we saw a little bit before, the attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of treasury markets. Now,
it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy. And you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books, is time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate. Not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.